Good morning, children. Today we are starting a new chapter from class 7, Physical and Chemical Changes. In this chapter we will be studying different types of physical and chemical changes with examples. When you look at around us, you can see a lot of changes happening in every second, every minute. We can see that wax melts, ice melt and the water freezes to ice. When we cook food, we can see that the water evaporates. Then when it rains, chemical reaction takes place. The sulfur dioxide and nitrogen oxides in the atmosphere combines with water and form acids. So there are innumerable changes. When you eat food, the digestion takes place inside our digestive system. This is an example of a chemical change. Green plants synthesize food. We take food, we eat leaves, we get different types of food from plants. All these are the examples of changes that happens around us. How can we classify the changes? We can classify the changes around us into two categories, physical and chemical changes. What is a physical change? A change in the physical properties. A physical change is a change in the physical properties such as size, shape, color and state. The changes, physical changes include the changes in the physical properties such as size, shape, color and state. And there is no formation of new substances. Such changes we call physical changes. So what are physical changes? Changes which happens in the physical properties such as size, shape, color and state without forming a new substance is called physical changes. When you give example size, a paper into many pieces, the size is changed. Then wax, when it melts, its shape changes into liquid form. Wax melt. Then color, you can see anything that we keep in the sunlight, color changes. Okay? The skin color changes. The color of anything changes. All these changes include the color that again state water frozen into or water freezes into ice melt into water and water again vaporizes when it boils. So all these changes which happens in the size, shape, color and state we call physical changes. So there are innumerable changes. Plastic melt, we can see when you heat the plastic it melts. But once it melts, it becomes liquid form. Again it freezes, it comes back to the solid state. So this way we can identify a lot of physical changes. So changes which happens in the physical properties such as size, shape, color and state without forming a new substance is called physical changes. Now the second type of changes we can say chemical changes. In chemical changes, the chemical properties of a substance undergoes changes. And a new substance is formed. So a chemical change is a change in which new substances are formed, new products are formed through chemical reaction. Through chemical reaction is a physical change. Chemical change. And most of the chemical changes are irreversible. It cannot go back. What is the difference between reversible and irreversible changes? Reversible changes are changes which we can once the reaction is once reaction is completed, we can bring back that products to the first state. So reversible reactions are reactions which you can bring back that the products into reactants again. For example, when water is boiled, water become vapor. Again vapor cool down, it become water. Then water is frozen, it become ice. When ice melt, it become water. So we can interconvert. The plastic, when it melt, it become liquid form. Again when it cool down, it become solid form. So this type of actions which in which the products whatever is formed can be brought back to the previous state is called what we call reversible changes. But irreversible changes are changes in which the products cannot be brought back to the reactants. We cannot bring the products back to the reactants. Such changes are called irreversible changes. So in the nature there are two types of changes, reversible and irreversible changes. Once again, what is the meaning of reversible change? Reversible changes are changes in which the products can be brought back to the reactant state, or products can be brought back to the first or previous state. Then irreversible changes are changes in which the products cannot be brought back. Products cannot be brought back to the previous state. So we have seen physical and chemical changes. Once again, for the example of chemical change, can you tell me example of chemical change? As I said, digestion of food in our digestive system is an example of a chemical change. So during digestion, the food is broken down. The food is broken down and form nutrients. And the nutrients again undergo oxidation, then assimilation. So it cannot be brought back to the original state. Such reaction in which new substances are formed through chemical reaction is called chemical changes. Photosynthesis, another example. During photosynthesis, plants synthesize food. This is an example of a chemical reaction. Understood? So there are two changes that happens in the nature. Broadly, they are physical and chemical changes. And based on the nature of the reaction, there are two categories of reactions: reversible as well as irreversible changes. Okay, got these points clear? Now let's go to some other examples. One of the most important examples that we can cite for the chemical change is rusting of iron. You might have seen the rusting of iron. What is the meaning of rusting of iron? Yes, the iron material such as iron pieces, iron nail, iron objects, whatever it is, when it is exposed to the air and water, in the presence of air and water, the iron develops rust. So what is rust? Rust is a brownish black substance. Rust is a brownish black substance formed as a coating around the iron material. So rusting is a process in which the iron get coated with a brownish black substance. Actually, this causes heavy loss and damage to our properties, consequently our economy. So the iron get rusted on its own in the presence of air and water. You can say a lot of examples for rusting. Ship rust. Then iron knife, after some time of use in the kitchen, get rust, brownish black substance develop. So how can we prevent it? We can prevent the rusting by galvanization. And before studying the galvanization process, let us see what happens chemically during this rusting process. So rusting happens, iron. 4 iron, atoms can react with 3 molecules of water, and here oxygen is required in the presence of oxygen. We can say 3 oxygen. 3 oxygen here. 3 oxygen plus we can see H2O. So what is this reaction? 4 iron reacting with 3 oxygen plus water. So iron in the presence of oxygen and water produces iron oxide, that is Fe2O3. Fe2O3 is iron oxide. This reaction is called rusting. So iron reacts with the oxygen and the water in the air. This results in the formation of a brownish, reddish or black brown substance. Black brown substance. Sometimes it will be a reddish appearance as well. So the reddish brown or reddish blackish brown substance, that is called iron oxide. Now this process gets intensified with the presence of humidity in the atmosphere. Humidity. As more water vapor and more humidity in the atmosphere, the rusting process gets enhanced or increased. How can we prevent it? We can prevent the rusting by the process of galvanization. Or there are some other techniques. Coating the iron with paint, oil or grease. So painting, oiling and greasing makes temporary prevention of rusting. But when the rust has some cracks, when the iron has some cracks, in these cracks it gets rusted. So to prevent this, so what is the limitation of the painting, oiling and greasing? The limitation of the painting, oiling and greasing on the iron is that if there is any crack in the iron piece, then in this part where there is a crack, the rusting get enhanced or the rusting increases faster. So there is no use of greasing or painting or oiling. In such a situation, the galvanization is a very good process in which very effectively zinc or chromium can be coated very finely, very effectively on iron materials. So coating of a layer of zinc or chromium is a very effective method. What is galvanization? Galvanization is the process of coating zinc on the iron. So this will make the iron last longer and can prevent the process of rusting. So you have studied the physical and chemical changes with the example, then reversible and irreversible changes, then what is rusting of iron, what is the chemical reaction takes place during rusting process, and how can we prevent the rusting? The process of galvanization is very important, in which zinc metal is coated on the iron. Other than this, there are coating of paint, oil and grease around the iron is a very effective method of prevention of rusting. So this is all about this initial introductory part. Thank you.